Hey everybody, welcome back. This is video 2 of our Seller Central tutorial. We're going to get a little bit more in depth with how to add a product as well as make a shipment, show you some of the features that you'll be using on your Amazon Seller Central page. So first off, we're going to go ahead and go to our inventory, manage inventory. As we talked about earlier, this is where it's going to list all the products that you're currently selling or you have sold in the past. So you can go ahead and scroll down and look at all the different products. This is where you can see what you might have available, what's inbound, what's unfulfillable, what's reserved. Each of these obviously means a different thing. In your available, there's a little arrow here. Since we have already sent this shoe in recently, we can click that arrow and it will tell us where it is in the shipping stage, basically. So this is coming up as reserved. That means that it's either under FC transfer or it is under an order. So right here it shows that it's a customer order. This could potentially look different with the options it shows you here. That can be changed through your settings. If you're gonna look down a little bit here, we can go ahead and see we have all of these are still inbound. We can end up getting to a spot where we have some actual inventory that's available. If we go ahead and look here, we can look over to the right a little bit more. This is our current offer. Our current offer is $159. This specific product is not telling us what the current buy box price is. If we look a little bit lower, we can see what this is showing me is that there is no inbound inventory or available inventory yet. So once we were to send in this item, our repricer would automatically update this price to match that if it was inside of our repricing rules. I also wanted to mention that Amazon does have a free repricing tool. We suggest to make sure you do not use that or update that. It will conflict with the repricer that we'll have you use, and the one that we use is much better than the Amazon repricer, so make sure you keep that in mind. Once you go ahead and add a product, we can make a shipment after that. So let me show you how we're going to go ahead and add a product to our inventory. We're going to go to inventory, add a product. Here, if you had purchased the units in store, is where you would enter the UPC. Or if you already have the page pulled up of exactly what you're looking for, we're going to put in the ASIN. Once you pop in the ASIN here, it's going to pull up the exact page that you want to be looking for. Okay, right here it says our listing limitations apply. That means that somebody who were to be trying to sell these shoes that does not have a specific Nike account, they would click this and you would not be allowed to sell this. For example, if we go ahead and look at this shoe here, this is the Rev 3. I'm going to put this ASIN in, and you'll go ahead and notice that we have a listing limitation. We're not even allowed to sell this. This is a good thing to note, that just because you're able to sell a certain brand does not mean that you can sell absolutely everything. So that's why it's very important to check on your Scoutify whenever you're scanning for shoes to make sure that you're checking those restrictions, as well as plugging in your ASIN or your UPC before you decide to buy the product, so you don't end up getting stuck with some product. So we'll go ahead and get back to a shoe that we know that we can sell. So we're going to go ahead and look at our Pegasus 35 shoe. We know we're allowed to sell it, so we're going to click our Sell Yours. The only things that we want to add here are our price and the condition. For our price, we always suggest to do a price that is way too high. You don't want to do it $100 above or $200 above, but I always like to do something like $155.55 because that'll remind me that I have yet to update my repricing rule on this whenever it becomes active. So that's a good signifier there. We're going to go ahead and save and finish here. Once you save and finish, it'll end up popping up on your manage inventory page. I also want to make sure that you note it is not an immediate addition to your Seller Central page. Sometimes it could take a minute or two. I did not decide to add this because it's already in inventory on this page, but all you have to do is refresh the page and it'll pop up at the top. Once you have added all of the different products that you want to send in your shipment, you come over and select each of these products. Say that's what we're going to send in. Go to the action page. We're going to go send replenish inventory. This is how we decide to start making our shipment. We go ahead and we do yes, continue. These are the ones we want to send in. Our next page will come up and it's going to make sure that we want to send all of these together. This is what you always want to be selecting, so you don't even have to confuse yourself here. We're going to continue to our shipping plan. I'm going to make it up and say that I have 3, 4, 3, 2. This is a good number here because usually 12 units fit in a box, give or take the sizes that you decide to go with, whether it's male or female as well. We're going to continue to our next page. This is making sure that there's no other prep work that you need to do. If you're sending in technology, sometimes you have to bubble wrap. Sometimes you have to actually put a label on these shoes. Whenever that's the case, it'll prompt you to print out the label and put it on the specific shoe. And I've sent you a link to purchase those individual unit labels. Since I don't have to do any additional prep work, I'm going to continue here. It says everything looks good so far, and we're going to continue. This is the page that if you're using Inventory Lab and Scoutify, this is the page that you'll get directly brought up to. It is currently showing that we have to send these shoes to 3 different places. If you recall in a previous video, we put on our inventory placement. That is to minimize this from happening. We wanted to show you what happens if you do not have inventory placement on. With inventory placement, these would all be going to the same place, at most 2 different places potentially. So this is showing you the box contents. So you want to make sure you know that, because whenever you decide to go to the shipments, it's going to pull up what you need to be shipping to each area. So if you give it 1 second here, it's going to pull up the 3 shipments that you said yes you want to work on. You're going to click on work on the shipment. And this is the exact same process as if you're using Inventory Lab. We're working on the shipment here. We want to make sure we know exactly which shoes we want to be sending in this specific box. We're going to scroll down. We want to put all of these shoes in the same box to minimize our shipping. You want to make sure that you weigh your box and get at the very least an approximate weight here. It's going to give you an estimate price for what they're going to charge you for shipping. You don't want to lie and get too far away from this because they will call you out on it. But an approximate weight does end up being sufficient because they will weigh it at the center and they'll bill you. So you don't have to be super concerned about that. We want to make sure that you do not worry about your box dimensions. That's nice to put in, but it's just a waste of time because these do not matter. All that matters is your box weight. We're going to go ahead and we're going to guess that these 5 shoes weigh about 9 pounds. We're going to confirm this. Here's where it's giving you the warning. Are you sure that you would like to say that this weighs 9 pounds? We're going to go ahead and calculate it, and it's going to say this is approximately what we're going to bill you. It might not be exact. Are you okay with that? You click agree and accept. After you accept those charges, we'll go ahead and do it because you do have 24 hours to cancel that if you make a mistake. This automatically generates your box labels. From here, all you have to do is print your box labels. Make sure you use one of the labels that I sent you a link to be able to purchase those. Print it right on there and slap it on your box, tape it up securely, and you're good. From there, you click complete shipment, and then you're done. You're able to go back to your ship